Hello students, good afternoon. We are back again on our lesson on how we can do ordering and that of pattern. Okay, so this is from unit 12, page 43 of your textbook. Last week you did a great job, and I believe that you still have those understandings with you, and you're going to build upon it from today's lesson. In today's lesson we will do a little review about our ordering that we studied last week, and then we will move to pattern. Okay, so what do you remember about ordering? If you say that ordering means to arrange in a certain way, it means that you are correct. How to order depends on the instructions that you have. Either you are supposed to order them from the least to the greatest. That means you are arranging from the smallest to the biggest. If you are ordering from the greatest to the least, it means that you are doing from the biggest to the smallest. Okay, so don't forget that arrangement, and then you can always do your ordering correctly. So again, we say ordering means to arrange. Okay, it means we have to arrange, but we have to know the next line of instruction. Okay, so we have 23, 17, 12 and 14. The instruction is we are supposed to order from greatest to least. That means we are supposed to rearrange these numbers from the biggest to the smallest. So greatest means the biggest and least means smallest. Okay, very good. Now you understand that one. So the next instruction also says that we have to order from least to greatest. So what did I say about least? Least means small and greatest means the biggest. Okay, so you look at your numbers and you see which one has to come first from the first instruction. It says that we have to arrange from greatest to least. That means we are doing the big ones first, and then the smaller ones will come at the last end of our writing. So if you go through, we see that 23 is the biggest. Okay, so we write 23, and then 17 will also be the next one that we have to write. The next one will be 14. Okay, and then the last one, which is the least of all, will be 12. Okay, let's look at our second instruction. It says we should order from least, okay, to greatest. So that means we have to start our arrangement from the smallest one, and then we get to the most biggest one. Okay, so it's just like we're starting from the back of this one up to the front of it. So we can say, we write it here so that we can see it very well. Okay, so we start with 12, and then we go with 14, and then we go to 17. Okay, and then the last one is going to be 23. Very good. So this is how we can arrange our numbers from least to greatest, and this is from greatest to least. Okay, last week you did very well, so I know you still have this one and you understand this one very good. Okay, sometimes your instructions can change. It will not tell you that you have to do from least to greatest or greatest to least. Maybe the question could be twisted a bit for you. So this time your question says order from 1 to 20, but when you check your numbers, you don't see 1 here, you don't see some other numbers between 1 to 20, you only find 15, 18 and that of 2. So whenever you see a question like this, it means that you have to start from the smaller ones and then you build on to the bigger ones. Okay, so arrange from 1 to 20 means we are starting from the smaller unit to that of the biggest unit. Okay, so we start with 2, and then we go to 15, and then we go to 18. Okay, so that means we have rearranged our numbers in a certain order. That means it is up to the range of smaller, and then we move to the biggest. Okay, let's see the next one. We have 13, 6, and that of 11. Okay, so we start from 6, we go to 11, and then we go to 13. Very simple. So don't be confused with how the question will ask you. Understand that you are starting from the smaller one to the bigger one. Okay, so that is all about ordering. Let's move to pattern. What is pattern? So pattern means you are arranging your things to match, to be in a certain style. Okay, so you form or you design in a certain way. That means the way you arrange your things are the same, or they follow a particular order. Okay, so let's look at some examples. So we have a triangle here, we have a circle, triangle, circle, triangle, circle. So the pattern is triangle, circle, triangle, circle, triangle, circle. That is the pattern, that is the match, that is the form, that is the design of this. So if you are to continue this pattern, you also have to make a triangle, and then you make your circle. That means you have completed the pattern. So let's look at this pattern. This pattern is a square, triangle, a square, triangle, and a square. So how do you complete this pattern? It means now this is a square. It means the next thing that has to come will be a triangle. And then the next thing will be a square. Okay, so it becomes a square, triangle, square, triangle, square, triangle, and square. So if we are to continue, there's going to be a triangle here. Okay, that is about pattern. Okay, it's in a certain way. Now we see a triangle that has been striped, and then a plain triangle, a striped triangle, plain triangle, striped, plain. So if you are to complete this, it means that when we have plain here, the next triangle has to be a striped one, and then the last one is going to be a plain triangle. So that completes your pattern. Your pattern can also be in numbers. Okay, we can use drawings to create a pattern, or we can use numbers. Numbers can also be put in a certain pattern. So now we have 6 here, we have 5 and 6, we have 2 spaces, and then we have 9 here, and then we have a space here, and then we have a space here. So what is the pattern? You first have to check the 2 numbers that are provided to you that are close to each other, and you look at the difference between them. Okay, so 5 and 6, it means that they have a difference of 1. So that means if you add 1 to this one, you have 7 here, and you add 1 to this one, you have 8 here, and then you have 9. That means we are correct. Okay, so first we check the difference between these 2 numbers. It is 1, so it's going to be 7, 8, and then 9. That means we are correct. So now we can continue with our pattern to be 10 and 11. That means we have a correct pattern now. The last one, we have 7 and 10, and then we have space here, and then we have space here. We have 19 and that of 22. So what numbers can we put here so that we'll have a correct pattern? First, you need to check the difference between the 2 numbers that are close to each other. Okay, so we have 7 and 10 close. We have 19 and 22, that is also very close. So the difference between 7 and 10 will give us 3. And then the difference between 19 and 22 will also give us 3. Okay, so that is the difference. That means any number that we put here should have a difference of 3 with 10. Okay, so we need to add 3 to this one, so that will give us 13, and we add 3 to this one will give us 16. So 3 plus 16 will give us 19, and plus 3 will give us 22. Very simple. Okay, I'm going to post your activity, which is task 1, after we have done this one, for you to try your hands on some pattern exercise. I'll see you in our second video. Hi students, welcome to our second video. I believe that you've enjoyed our lesson for today and you are paying all the attention to understand every step that we make. On this section, we'll be looking at more examples of pattern, okay? Because patterns could be in so many ways that we need to understand them so carefully. So we have 5 examples here that we're going to go through, and I want you to pay much attention so that you can understand it very well. So our instruction says that we should fill in the missing numbers to complete the pattern, okay? So there are numbers that are missing that we need to put them so that our pattern can be complete. So always you look at the numbers that are close and you look at the difference between those close numbers. That will help you to know the kind of pattern that you have to work with. Fine. So we have 17, 18 and 6. 18 and 6. So that means 17 is missing, okay? So we put 17 here. So our pattern is 17, 18, 6, 17, 18, 6. Nice. The next one we see 9, 13, 9. So that means our pattern starts from what? 9, 13, 9, 13. Okay? So 9, 13, 9, 13, 9, 13. We have 18 and 15. Okay, so the difference between this and this would be 3. Then you check this one, 6 and 3. The difference is also 3. That means we will have to subtract because now we are going down, okay? So this will give us 12 because we subtract 3 from this one, and then we subtract 3 from this one. That will give us 9, okay? So sometimes you need to add your difference, sometimes you need to subtract the difference so that you can get the numbers. If you are confused from subtracting from here, you use this difference, and that means you need to add, and then you can get your answers correct, okay? We have 18, 11, 17, 20, space, space. So you need 3 to get 20, you need 3 to get 11. That means this will be 14, and then this will be 23, okay? So it is 8, 11, 14, 17, 20, 23. We check this one. We have 3, 5, and 7. And then we have 13 here. So what is the difference between this and this? 2. So you need to add. You have 9 here, and then you have 11 here. So that means the difference is 2, 2, 2, 2 to the last one. Nice. So once you have enjoyed this section, I'm going to post to you your second activity, and I will see you in our last video. Hello students, our third video. So this is the conclusive part of our lesson for today, and our lesson has been on ordering and pattern. We have studied this for 2 weeks now, and I believe that Wherever you meet the word ordering, you will understand. Wherever you meet the word greatest, you know that we are talking about the biggest. And then least means we are talking about the smallest, okay? To put our numbers in an arrangement, we will always follow the instructions carefully. If the instruction says we should do greatest to least, we know that we are starting from the biggest to that of the smallest. If our instruction says we should do least to greatest, it means we are doing smallest to that of greatest, okay? So this is about ordering. And the next thing that we studied is pattern, okay? So with pattern, it means we are putting whatever that we have in a certain form, arrangement, style, or matching, okay? So sometimes you just have to study what you have and know how the arrangement was done, and you do it exactly the same so that your pattern will be perfect. I would like to say thank you to you, and I'll send your homework to you after you have watched this. I'll see you again next week. Goodbye.